After a series of poor performances, Jamal Musiala demanded a formation change, and after granting his request, he responded with a fantastic performance to help us climb out of our Champions League group and into the knockout round. Meanwhile, in this episode, with Sadio Mane looking to continue his fine form that's helped us climb to the top of the table after 20 games played, we are heading down the final stretch of the season as we look to secure both Bundesliga and Champions League glory. And a 3-0 win against Werder Bremen may help us do that in the Bundesliga, but a 1-1 draw against Porto in the first leg in the Champions League makes the second even more difficult. However, for now though, it's time for the biggest game in German football. That is right, we are away against Borussia Dortmund. And Kunku looks for Kingsley Coman on the left-hand side, finds Sadio Mane, lovely pass into Goretzka, who's found himself in space, and within the space of 5 minutes, Bayern Munich have the lead. Goretzka, the goal scorer, picks up the ball and lays a beautiful pass to Leroy Sané on the right-hand side. And Kunku now has come deep. And Kunku tries to find a ball out to Coman. This time on the left, he does. Coman into Goretzka. Goretzka looking for two. Big save. Well, Dortmund, inside this opening 15 minutes, seem to have fallen asleep in front of their own fans, as in Kunku just tried to lift that one over the goalkeeper, but just put it over the bar. Jamal Musiala in space. Lovely twisting, turning. Finds space in Coman, and it's in Kunku now to turn. He tries to twist, finds Musiala again. Musiala shapes to strike, and it's a bit of a poor one in the end. But for Dortmund, into Zapata. He drives forward. Dortmund looking to respond, and Jan Sommer is there again with a big hand. Mane to find Musiala. Musiala to find Nkunku. Nkunku surely does not find the back of the net, but Leroy Sané, oh my word, what a chance. Kimmich is going to try and look for Sadio Mane. He does. Sadio Mane going to look to try and make amends. Whips it in. Good save from the goalkeeper. Musiala. And Nkunku again coming deep, trying to look for runners up ahead of him. Leroy Sané made a run, but it made space for Musiala. Can he find a ball over to Kingsley Coman? Yes, he can. Coman to strike with his right. Another big save for the goalkeeper, but we are knocking on the door here. Kimmich to take this corner, and we will be very unlucky if we don't go in 2-0 at half-time. And due to the goalkeeper, somehow he's keeping it that way. Musiala into Kimmich. Kimmich looking to make space for a shot. He does. It's a tame one, easily collected by the goalkeeper as the ref blows for half-time. Mane doesn't really have too many options, but continues his run and eventually finds Nkunku, who eventually finds Musiala. Can Musiala find the back of the net? Yes, he can. Well, the man who was making all the commotion in the previous episode makes amends by powering a strike past the goalkeeper against our bitter rivals to give us a 2-0 lead. The patter, oh, that is beautiful. Right over the head of De Ligt into the path of Marlon. Takes a touch, brings it into the box, Wirtz to strike. Jan Sommer again with a huge save. Leroy Sané and Kunku again looking for a ball through, and Musiala yet again finds space in between the lines. Can he strike? Yes, he can. It's a big save though, once again from the goalkeeper. Goretzka. Sané's picked up a beautiful pocket of space and he's found a beautiful ball into Nkunku. Almost just beat the goalkeeper there. Kimmich with another corner. I've lost count of the amount we've had, and I've lost count of the amount of times this keeper has kept Dortmund in the game. Nkunku into Thomas Müller. Thomas Müller finds Musiala, and again this man is on fire at the moment. Musiala for three. Oh, he's put it wide. Musiala picks it up on the right hand side. This time he tries to throw a ball in looking for Alphonso Davies. Couldn't find him either. Thomas Müller will pick up the resulting ball. It's just bouncing around like a pinball here. Gravenberch tries to strike. Dortmund just about get it out. The referee blows for full time though. And that man Musiala picks up the Dortmund players, who are crestfallen. They know how important that game was, but this man Musiala, absolutely sensational. Full time it finishes Dortmund 0, Bayern Munich 2. And a word on this man's performance, a goal, and perhaps he should have scored 1 or 2 more, but now up to 87 rated, proving that he was right to insist on a formation change. He was absolutely everywhere today, and long may it continue. And with that win against Dortmund, and with 25 games played, we have finally managed to put some distance between ourselves and Bayern Leverkusen. Top of the table, 6 points clear, and our Bayern Munich heading towards another Bundesliga title. However, before we secure that, we have the small matter of facing Porto in the return leg in the Champions League to secure our path to the next round. With it being 1-1 in the first leg, everything is hanging in the balance, and we need to make sure that we get the job done today. Hernandez finds Alphonso Davies. He finds Sadio Mane. He finds Goretzka, and again he's burst into the box. Goretzka, oh my word, inside the opening 8 minutes of the game. Leon Goretzka gives us a 1-0 lead. And yet again, we have started on fire. That man, Leon Goretzka, bursting through the heart of the midfield into the box, gives the keeper no chance. It's 2-1 on aggregate. Gabriel Veron's going to try and go one-on-one with Alphonso Davies, trying to use his pace, but that is not a clever thing to do. But instead, he does do a clever thing and manages to get the ball back after it being looped over to him. He continues his run into the box, feeds it back to Martinez, who balloons his strike over the bar. Oh, it's poor. It's really poor from Jan Sommer. That's the first time I've said that this season. But fortunately enough, Skriniar was there to sniff out any danger. Davies again has it. Into Mane. Mane looks for Musiala. It's a familiar pattern this time. Into Leroy Sané. And Sané in place of Nkunku gives us a 2-0 lead. Musiala again coming deep into Alphonso Davies. Finds him beautifully. We sense blood here. It's Leroy Sané. Almost for 3. Mane comes deep. Finds Goretzka. Who finds Alphonso Davies. Who finds Musiala. This is beautiful play here. We're just taunting, teasing Porto at the moment as we look to try and put this game to bed. It's Sadio Mane. He finds Kingsley Coman. He's tripped in the box. How on earth is that not a penalty? Hernandez streaking down this left-hand side here. The Porto heads have dropped even inside the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Beautiful ball. Leroy Sané looked for the spectacular, but couldn't quite get the job done. Evan Nilsson. Oh, that's a beautiful ball into Martinez, but his touch was too slow. But he's managed to find Gabriel Veron on the right-hand side. Hernandez is trying to stop him, but he continues his run into the box. It's a beautiful ball across, and Upamecano is just there in the nick of time. Kingsley Coman now to try and drive up the right-hand side, and he has the pace and power to get away as Sané feeds in Sadio Mane, surely for 3. It is 3, and that is game, set and match. And after a pretty lacklustre last 20 minutes, that turned out to be the last attack of the game. The Porto players are shaking their heads. They can't believe it. They cannot believe what they've seen. That man, Sadio Mane, his usual fantastic self, as we sail on through to the next round of the Champions League. 3-0 Bayern Munich. And after that 4-1 aggregate demolition of Porto in the round of 16, we have been drawn against Liverpool in the quarter-finals for our first big test in the Champions League knockout stages. However, just as I thought everything was going according to plan, we've hit another roadblock. This time it's Upamecano knocking on my door, telling me I've damaged his career, he's not getting enough game time, and it's time for a fresh start somewhere else. However, in spite of us having the likes of De Ligt, Milan Skriniar, and also Lucas Hernandez in the squad, I'm not quite sure what he's moaning about, as he still managed to rack up an impressive 24 appearances in all competitions, with 17 of those coming in the Bundesliga. However, with a £74.5 million bid coming in from Inter Milan, we say goodbye to Upamecano, and it means we will be on the hunt for another centre-back in the summer. However, in more positive news, new signing Christopher Nkunku grabs Player of the Month for March, and based on his stats this season, it is not hard to see why. He's overtaken Sadio Mane as our top goal scorer this season with 24 goals and 9 assists in 37 appearances. What a signing this young man has proven to be. And with Liverpool up next in the Champions League, let's hope he can take that form into the first leg. And a 1-1 draw means that this result is hanging in the balance heading to Anfield. And so with only 7 games remaining in the league, we continue to be top of the table. But with a mammoth second leg clash against Liverpool in the quarter-final of the Champions League, it's all to play for in the season finale. And so that is it for today's episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you again next time.